Have you ever wondered why narcissists often miss the obvious? In this video, we'll explore the top 10 reasons behind their apparent obliviousness. Whether you've experienced narcissism or are just curious, this offers a fascinating lesson on narcissistic dynamics. 1. Narcissists exhibit limited analytical reasoning. Narcissists' self-centered focus can lead to a notable deficiency in analytical thinking. One theory pertaining to this phenomenon centers on cognitive empathy, which plays a pivotal role in analytical reasoning as it involves the ability to comprehend and share another person's feelings. Narcissists often grapple with cognitive empathy, primarily because they are overwhelmingly absorbed in their own world and personal needs. As Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a prominent clinical psychologist, points out, their excessive self-focus can severely impede their capacity to genuinely understand and appreciate the perspectives and emotions of others. In today's world, where the lines between genuine human connection and superficial interactions are often blurred by the rapid proliferation of technology and social media, understanding the limitations of narcissistic analytical reasoning becomes increasingly pertinent. The digital age has given rise to a culture where self-centeredness and the projection of an idealized self-image are commonplace. This makes it essential for individuals to discern and navigate these dynamics effectively. Recognizing how narcissists' impaired analytical reasoning may impact their interactions with others can serve as a vital tool for individuals seeking to build authentic, meaningful connections in a society where empathy and genuine understanding are often in short supply. 2. Narcissists disregard common sense. Narcissists can seem so dense when it comes to common sense. Suppose you're trying to have a conversation with a narcissist. They might dismiss or brush off what you consider common sense because they believe their ideas are superior. Additionally, narcissists tend to have fragile egos. They can't handle criticism or being wrong. So, even if common sense suggests they're making a mistake, they might ignore it because accepting it would blow their self-esteem. Dr. Craig Malkin, a psychologist specializing in narcissism, once said, "Narcissists can become so wrapped up in their world that they lose sight of what's happening around them. This tunnel vision can prevent them from recognizing straightforward solutions to problems that might be obvious to others." 3. Narcissists have difficulty seeking assistance. When discussing narcissists being dense, it means they have difficulty understanding or acknowledging their flaws or limitations. It can result in their inability to ask for help. Narcissists struggle to ask for help because of their deep-seated fear of vulnerability. Psychologist Brené Brown has done a lot of research on vulnerability and courage. She says, "Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up when we have no control over the outcome." Narcissists often want to appear perfect and in control at all times, so asking for help can feel like admitting weakness, which they're afraid to do. 4. They can exhibit both arrogance and quick irritability. Narcissists often appear smug because they believe they are superior to others. Their grandiose self-image makes them think they're the best at everything. This smugness can be a defense mechanism to protect their fragile ego. Dr. Craig Malkin coined the term narcissistic vulnerability to explain how narcissists often hide feelings of insecurity and self-doubt beneath their arrogance. Narcissists have an intense desire for constant admiration and attention. When they don't get it, they can become irritable and frustrated. Psychologists refer to this as the narcissistic injury. They can't handle criticism or anything that challenges their self-perceived greatness. Hello viewers, did you know that 80% of you haven't subscribed to our channel yet? If you're finding this video helpful and educational, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. Your support means a lot to us. It really helps us a lot. Let's continue, shall we? 5. Lack of ability to engage in impartial or fair discussions. Narcissists believe they are special and unique and often exaggerate their accomplishments. It can make engaging in a fair discussion difficult because they may not see others as equals. Psychologist Dr. Joseph Burgos says, "Narcissists typically can't tolerate anyone else having a point of view different from their own. Narcissists dismiss or belittle others' opinions or feelings, seeing them as threats to their self-esteem. They often act defensive when someone questions their sense of self-worth. This defensiveness can derail a fair-minded discussion quickly." 6. Narcissists possess a severe craving for power or control. Dr. Ramani Durvasula's insight suggests that for some narcissists, Their hunger for power and dominance is like a shield against their deep-seated insecurities. They're overcompensating for their inner doubts by projecting an image of superiority. Think of it as a defense mechanism they've developed to protect their fragile self-esteem. Power and dominance attract narcissists because they guarantee a steady supply of the attention and validation they desperately seek. When they're in positions of authority or control, people are likelier to pay attention to them, praise them, and fulfill their desires. It feeds their ego and reinforces their belief in their superiority. 7. Consistently searching for affirmation of one's existing beliefs. Confirmation bias is when people only pay attention to information that confirms what they already believe and tend to ignore or dismiss anything that challenges their views. Narcissists actively seek out information that supports their grandiose self-image. Anything that contradicts it, they often push away or dismiss. Imagine you're trying to converse with a narcissist about a mistake they made. Narcissists might immediately get defensive and brush it off as unimportant. For narcissists, admitting they're wrong would create this inner conflict because it challenges their self-image of perfection. They might double down on their beliefs, even if they don't make logical sense. 8. Narcissists consistently search for someone to blame. Narcissists tend to be dense when taking responsibility and constantly look for scapegoats more casually and interactively. Imagine you're dealing with a friend or coworker who always seems to avoid taking responsibility for their actions and tends to blame others for everything that goes wrong. This behavior is a classic trait of narcissism. Psychologist Eleanor Greenberg suggests that narcissists use scapegoating as a defense mechanism. When they mess up or face criticism, admitting fault would shatter their inflated self-esteem. So, they shift the blame onto others to protect their fragile egos. 9. Having a natural inclination toward pessimism and criticism. Narcissists have a knack for projecting their flaws onto others. They might criticize others for qualities or behaviors that they dislike in themselves. This projection can make them seem critical and pessimistic because they reflect their insecurities onto those around them. Sigmund Freud introduced the concept of defense mechanisms, which are unconscious strategies we use to protect our ego. Narcissists often employ defense mechanisms like denial, rationalization, and projection to maintain their self-image. These mechanisms can contribute to their seemingly pessimistic and critical behavior. 10. Narcissists' thinking is overly simplistic. Dr. Ramani Durvasula explains that narcissists often have cognitive biases that lead them to see the world in black and white terms. They tend to perceive themselves as flawless and others as either allies or enemies. This simplistic thinking can make it hard for them to grasp complex ideas or understand differing viewpoints. Think of it this way. If you believe you're always right and everyone else is with or against you, you're not open to hearing different viewpoints. And if you can't entertain other ideas or perspectives, you will come across as dense or closed-minded. It's not that narcissists are necessarily dumb. It's just that their cognitive biases and need for self-preservation lead them to adopt a very narrow and simplistic way of thinking. It makes it challenging for them to engage in nuanced conversations or see the world from a more flexible perspective. In today's world, where narcissism can sometimes appear amplified by social media and self-absorption, understanding the reasons behind their seeming obliviousness becomes fascinating and relevant. By dissecting these traits, we equip ourselves with a deeper understanding of the dynamics at play, enabling us to navigate the complexities of narcissistic relationships with greater empathy and self-preservation. Ultimately, this knowledge empowers us to foster healthier connections and promote a more empathetic and emotionally intelligent society in an age where genuine human connection can sometimes feel elusive. If you are interested in narcissism topics, why not check out this video right here? You might find this helpful.